Hello, my pre-AP biology folks. I'm going to go ahead and go over your week 2 assignments. I've graded them. All the grades are in Google Classroom, so if you want to go ahead and look to see what you got, you can go ahead and check there, but I want to kind of go over it and go over the answers. So in general, if you go ahead and when you type in all of your answers and things like that, if you have it in a different color or a different font, it just makes it easy for me to kind of differentiate between the questions and the answers. So if you had already done that, good for you, thank you. It was easy for me to grade. If not, just kind of consider doing that for easy grading. The first assignment that we went ahead and did was the annotation. So I was kind of looking to see if you did all of the instructions, obviously. So bolding a word, underlining the sources, highlighting 3 claims. If you feel that you already know all of the vocab words in the article, and this may be for future ones as well, just choose any vocab word and create a synonym so that someone else can kind of learn something from it. Underlining the sources, I was looking for a quote from Carolyn, and then the publication was the Atlantic Media Company. I may have forgotten that one. So if you feel that you did that and I put a little question mark on it, go ahead and email me and say, no, like this is where I did it, so I can give you those points back. Whenever I do a question mark, I kind of say like, did you do this part of the assignment? That's my way of letting you know that that was the part that I didn't give you credit for. There were a couple of claims that you could have thought of, but basically anything that the author was saying that it was hard and rewarding, the fact that he's gotten better, the fact that the real enemy was the feeling of despair, and savoring the moments of feeling high because the lows in the struggle are the norms. Those are some of the claims that I pulled out of the article. So if you had something like that and you highlighted them, you were good to go for that. I looked at all of your comments. Everyone kind of put little comments of annotating the article, so you guys were good on that. The only thing that people kind of forgot to do was the end of summary. It was kind of at the very, very bottom. It said summarize the article. Basically, what I was kind of looking for is something like this. If you said a quick note on getting better at difficult things, quotes the author, claims, whatever your claim was, go ahead and insert it there, and then say this is important because whatever, like you thought, whatever important thoughts that you thought why you chose that claim was that spot right there. So it was a really, really short little paragraph. If you want to go ahead and do any of the parts that you forgot, go ahead and resubmit it and email me. Just because we're still, getting in the groove of things, I'm not going to be super picky about, I'll let you guys resubmit things if you truly feel that you want to resubmit an article, but I don't want you to get lost behind in whatever assignments you're doing this week or last week. But just know that if you are super adamant on getting some of those points back, just email me and we can work something out. Okay, number 2 assignment of the week was the Observe and Infer Science as a Process PowerPoint. I was looking at the notes. People put the notes in various different ways. So if you put it kind of in a running tally in the Google Doc, you can go ahead and do it that way. Some people wrote it on a piece of paper, took a picture of it and put it in the doc. That's great too. Or you put the notes just straight into this Google Doc. My purpose of taking notes is having you read things, watch videos, put the thoughts in your head down on paper. So however it works for you, works for me. So I didn't quite tell you the format of it, and truthfully, it doesn't matter the format as long as you're doing the notes. Oh, I liked that if some people didn't have all of these items, let's say if they didn't have a toothpick or a dry rag or a piece of foil, you put something else in. A lot of people put wood in there. So you definitely had some sort of other wood around, but maybe not any of these items, which I totally said was fine. You could swap things out. If I'm looking at number 4, the T table, there were different characteristics that you guys put them in. Didn't matter the characteristics as long as you put them in the 2 different categories. So some of the top, categories were repelling and absorbing, soaks in, stays on surface, or sinks and floats. Those were some of the ones that you went ahead and put in. The last part of this Google Doc that I want to go over are observations and inferences. Observations are the things that you see with your own eyeballs. So in that picture, you could have said there are 3 rocks. That's an observation. Inference is any educated guess. So whatever you thought was going on in the story, in the scene, go ahead and explain it. That is your inference. I did enjoy reading all of your thoughts of what was going on in those photos. The rest of the questions are kind of very similar. What is an observation? What do you think is happening? As I was reading them, I really felt that you guys had that down. So those are all of the documents that we did on week 2. If you have those documents, hopefully you were able to kind of go over them, revise some of your answers, get the correct ones in, just so that you have it for reference. If you have any questions, you can email me, and that's what I have.